Why is skiing a white people hobby? Cold weather sport. In the PNW, tons of Asians on the slopes. It's mostly a demographics thing. Areas with lots of good skiing tend to have lower percentage of POC. Colorado, Utah, Washington, Oregon, Montana, Vermont. People get into skiing usually because their parents take them. If your parents are from someplace without snowy mountains. Chinese American. I've got a whole side of the family that's all sporty cousins that love to ski, surf, and snowboard. Apart from the socioeconomic factors, look at the geographic distribution of POC. In the USA, it's predominantly in places that simply don't have mountains with snow. 'Cause there are no redguards in Skyrim. First off, I see Asians on slopes not infrequently. It is relatively less common to see brown or black folks, though there are likely multiple factors driving this. One is that skiing is expensive. The median income in 2022 for U.S. black households was around $50,000 per the Pew Research Center, compared to around $80,000 for U.S. white households. Brown and black folks also tend to have historical origins from warmer, more sun-exposed climates, hence the greater presence of melanin usually. This makes experience with ice and snow sports less common, which in turn affects cultural norms that become self-reinforcing over time. You can even see some of this amongst white communities. Folks from Nordic countries tend to be more likely to ski than their European counterparts who are closer to the Mediterranean and away from the Alps, like the Greeks. At the end of the day, though, these are gross generalizations. Money. That's my guess. Skiing is expensive. Growing up, only my rich relatives went skiing. Come to Japan. You'll see non-whites skiing all winter. Black folks don't like the cold. I live in the South and I've literally heard this said by African Americans. I think it's more just an issue of how skiing often happens in remote and cold regions, and so many people who haven't previously done it don't seriously consider it with their downtime. Like if I sit down and think, I have never known anyone who was a spontaneous skiing enthusiast. They were roped in by friends, family who brought them along to show it's enjoyable. POC here. My theory is fourfold. 1. Economics. It's not cheap. Think of sports like basketball, football, American football, international. Literally all you need is a ball, and then makeshift hoop. End zone goal. Ronaldinho, most talented footballer in history. Imho didn't play with shoes until he was like a teen. Skiing, on the other hand, definitely requires equipment, as does a sport like ice hockey. And there's no way around these costs. 2. Accessibility. At least when it comes to the US, there tends to be a higher concentration of people of color in cities, and not in quaint mountain towns. So it's not really all that accessible for people of color in general. Additionally, also in the US, the South has the highest concentration of black people, and obviously very large populations of Hispanic people. Also not a lot of mountains in the South, so going skiing means you'll more likely have to travel to ski. 3. Culture. Generational. We tend to learn the sports that our families and friends play. If you don't grow up with someone who can teach you to ski, chances are you'll be less likely to learn to ski. 4. Age. If you are a POC, by the time you reach an age when you have the time and means to do it, like me, it's hard to find others to go on trips with. Lots of my friends stopped going skiing right around the time I started getting really into it, because of family commitments, financial commitments, taking time off, coordinating priorities, injuries that become more frequent after your 20s, etc. Depends where you live maybe. I live in Vancouver, BC, and people of all colors ski and board. Traditionally though, it was a northern people sport and it was mainly white people living in those regions. Probably a number of reasons. But I'm a POC and like to ski. In fact, I've been skiing since I was 6 years old. I haven't gone skiing for the last couple of seasons though because I was moving around too much. Hoping to get back to it though. I was pretty damn good when I did it, tackling many of the double diamond slopes on a mountain in my area. You're not alone. Not white people but rich people. If you look at 80s Japan, every single Japanese people went to skiing to show off their social status. Person of color is weird. Japanese people are fond of ski, and they have great ski resorts in Japan, which is the place on earth with the biggest snowfalls. As a POC addicted to snowboarding, I can assure you it ain't about the money. I'll find a way to get my time in one way or another. Woman shrugging. I'm POC and so are most of my friends. We ski every year. Camouflage. They blend in against the snow. Actual answer is probably just culture and socioeconomic status. There are certain accents people associate with skin color in the States, so I guess it's not so weird. There are also certain hobbies. But also of course there are lots of non-white people who ski.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.